There are millions of families in this position, folks who paid taxes and played by the rules, expecting that their government will help them if they fall on hard times. And you guys want to tell them to all go screw themselves. It is so out of touch, it takes my breath away. You guys make Marie Antoinette look down to earth. Donald Trump's cabinet is like an episode of The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. These people are totally clueless. They don't shop for their own groceries. They don't buy their own food. We have members of Congress who sit in their nice, fancy offices, get driven to work by their staff, and never have to worry about anything. And they simply don't understand why a 63-year-old factory worker who's been breaking his back for 40 years lifting heavy equipment can't just go out and get a new job when he gets laid off. This bill gives that worker 90 days to figure it out before he goes hungry. I mean, seriously, what is wrong with you people? And you know what? I think you guys know exactly what you're doing. Either that or you're just so afraid of Trump that you don't care. But either way, this is just shameful.
The Republicans right now, boy, if you think the Democrats circled the wagons to create a reality distortion field, what's happening now is we live in f***ing Oz. Like, what the Republicans are doing, I mean, for God's sakes, how many times have we heard them go, Donald Trump? The reason why he can accept trillions of dollars is because he can't be bought. And you're like, no, I think you just named, I think that's the price.
It's a little bit like, Trump is like the clown from It. He's like Pennywise. And he's in the sewer, and all these Republicans are like crawled down next to the sewer, and they're like, I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there. And he's like, come, we all float down here. And I do think there's a liberation. There's a liberation that they feel once they let go of that tether to their former selves. Like you look at Marco Rubio, and he's hating Donald Trump. We can do that all day.
Right.
Going along with Donald Trump is a hell of a lot easier than the balancing act a lot of these people tried to strike for a long time.
You and your colleagues published a major investigation this week in the New York Times where you conclude, and these are your words, the firm largely owned by a Trump family corporate entity has erased centuries-old presidential norms, eviscerating the boundary between private enterprise and government policy in a manner without precedent in modern American history. Break that down. What are the major questions of potential corruption and conflicts of interest?
I mean, this is a nation that we've always had campaign fundraising where people are taking donations, but these donations are going to their political causes. What we've never seen before at this scale in modern American history, or really in American history overall, is a president who is effectively, through his sons, owns businesses that are personally profiting off of regulatory decisions that he's making. And the conflicts of interest here are just, the word we don't like to use too much in Washington among reporters is unprecedented, but these truly are unprecedented. And he is, appointing the head of the Securities and Exchange Commission at the same time as the SEC is shutting down investigations of some of his business partners. He pardons a crypto executive named Arthur Hayes, who is an investor in one of the companies that's partnered with with World Liberty Financial. He's offering 220 people the right to come and have dinner with him at his golf course in Virginia. At the same time, these are people who are trying to influence his policies and in fact have stated so, that they're buying his crypto and effectively giving him money so that they can get access to the President of the United States. I mean, it's really just something we've never seen before. And it's actually quite hard to track. There's so much happening simultaneously. It's taking a whole team of us at the New York Times to try to keep up.
Donald Trump was never built for government, he was built for TV, and his whole persona is straight out of pro wrestling. He's the worst president we've ever had, but a perfect heel, and he's using the presidency the same way he's used every show, appearance, and business venture he's ever embarked on, to chase money and attention. His brand has never been about honesty or integrity or even the good deals. It's about dominance, spectacle, and keeping his name forever in the lights.
You are the people's champion, Mr. Trump.
Wow.
And on behalf of all the people of America,
I like that. Now I'm really that's a good one.
it's the man who makes all the professional ones.
Beautiful, yeah.
There you go.
The crowd. No, but this is the real one. This is a real deal. This is,
No, I'm going to give a fake belt to the next president.
We're more used to that. That's good. Thank you, Tara.
You are the people's champion.
You're going to have to wear that on the golf course for safety reasons.
That's a good idea.
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Yeah, they have transitioned from like trying to tell lies that maybe people believe to now sort of being just basking in how bullshit their lies are. Like they're not even trying anymore.
Well, I remember the early days were this. Look, I don't necessarily like the way he tweets.
Right.
And I'm not necessarily co-signing on some of his personal failings. But I do believe in some of his policies and all. And now they're just like, nope, he's the most ethical person that I've ever worked with. And you're like, all right.
Well, and now they're doing it themselves. I mean, Marco Rubio was in a hearing this week, and Senator Van Hollen from Maryland was grilling him on deportations and disappearances.
Right.
And he's like, well, these students come and they're burning down buildings and they're causing and Van Hollen's like, okay, but what about the one who she just wrote an op-ed and then she was thrown in jail for a month? And he just went right past it. Didn't even attempt to answer the question.
It's very clear that from Donald Trump on down, they are attacking the judges. They want to impeach the judges. We have Republican colleagues who have wanted posters up outside of their offices in the Cannon House office building saying wanted with the judges up there. A number of them are Republican appointed judges like Judge Boasberg, who might be the most reviled of the judges for the Freedom Caucus. He's a Republican appointee. Bush appointed him to the court when he first got on it. He's a pillar of the conservative legal establishment, but he's a stickler for the rule of law. And anybody who stands up for the rule of law gets in their way because this is a gangster state. And, I just hope people begin to understand this is not basically a legitimate government that is sometimes doing corrupt things. This is an essentially corrupt enterprise. It's like watching The Sopranos. Every day they get up and they try to figure out how to plunder and pillage the people.
Donald Trump doesn't care that the things he's doing will have a devastating effect on the economy. He's gone bankrupt before. What matters is that he's dominating all of our thoughts. While we're worrying about the end of democracy or losing our supposedly inalienable rights or, affording healthcare, we're having to talk about him. I'm having to talk about him. It's evil, truly evil, and it's so very Trump. But shows don't last forever. And even his most ardent supporters are starting to see through his act.